Hi, and welcome to an Organized Chaos podcast. I'm Bobby Quarters. Chaos is here with me as well. We just wanted to thank you for watching.
Yes. Hey, Bobby.
And hey, and while you're here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on YouTube as well as Chaos and the podcast channel, which all three of those channels will be streaming this very show you're about to watch. All these counselors start dropping dead, left and right. Heinous killings. Turns out, that kid who drowned the year before, his mother came back to that camp and exacted revenge.
One filmmaker has always been ahead of his time. Comes an event nothing can prepare you for.
Imagine today's society as a branch of civilization about to reach a dead end. Is this way we're living the only one that's available to us? My plan is a city that people can dream about.
Megalopolis. People don't need dreams. People need help now.
Don't let the now destroy the forever.
We traveled into the future. 930 years. A one-way trip. No going back.
You have reached year 3188.
Is there life here? Anywhere?
Multiple life signs detected.
The Federation mostly collapsed after the burn.
What's the burn?
The burn was the day the galaxy took a hard left.
I've always believed that you were out there somewhere, and that we were a part of the Federation no matter what.
Dysfunction aside, you all make a pretty good team.
Dysfunction is the team.
We've just accepted it.
No, we haven't.
The world ain't set up for the honest man to succeed. That should be the American dream right there. But that ain't the way the world works. America's a hustle. Not that I'm complaining.
Penguin, you waltzing in here like you mean something. We're in the middle of a gang war.
The streets are talking again. They know there's only one man big enough to run this city.
Do you remember Carmine's daughter?
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sophia, I thought you was still at,
Arkham? No. I've been rehabilitated.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Right. Fucking thing sucks.
Oh, guys, you missed out on it. So while Bill O'Reilly's doing his rant, I have Bobby down below in the
Mimicking it.
camera, mimicking it. It's so sad. You guys can't see that. Unfortunately, you're not in the actual view screen, but it was pretty funny from my perspective.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. I also hope you liked my take during our previews.
Yes. So real quick before I'm going to try to remember to do this in between every conversation point. I'm going to tell people to like and subscribe. They need to like and subscribe to this video and whatever channel you're on. Like, go to Organized Chaos, go to Organized Chaos Podcast, go to Bobby Quarters over there. He's right there.
Yes,
but link float around. He like, subscribe, all three. Doesn't matter where you watch the podcast, we welcome it. But yes, we got We got stuff discussed this week.
We have some headlines.
Yeah.
About this with you.
Do we want to go into headlines, or do you
we can go into like there was quite a few deaths this weekend.
I know. Holy crap! So like, Matt Smith passed like late last week. I want to say
Saturday.
Yeah.
Friday,
she's a fucking legend. She was not a young woman, but she was an absolute legend. It's one of those things where it's like
absolute beautiful life.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I still feel like she's gone too soon, even though
I know there's so many people who like automatically they went with Harry Potter.
Well, yeah,
but I thought of Hook.
Yeah, Hook was a big one.
Instantly thought of Hook, and I thought of the first time that her and Robin Williams had a scene together. That's the moment that I thought of.
You know, I mean, she's had a fucking
hello. Yeah, she's just said hello,
career.
boy, and you know, he's just hello, Wendy. Yeah, that's the part I thought of. And I mean, I'm not that huge into Harry Potter, but I do know that a lot of fans gathered at Universal right outside the Hogwarts and raised wands for it.
Oh yeah, what?
Yeah, I mean,
no matter what your thoughts are on J.K. Rowling, I've made it kind of clear. But like, Harry Potter was around long before then, and like, you know, her character is just a legend.
The characters are great.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she has been like, the problem is like, I can think of like a billion movies she's been in, and holy crap, I forgot she was in Sister Act too. God damn.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, no, she is an absolute legend. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, she wasn't young, but like still feels like gone too soon because she was just such a talent, and it just, you know, the world's a little bit dimmer without her around it.
Taggart's gone. Taggart.
Yeah, Taggart, fucking John Ashton, Beverly Hills Cop, just in Beverly Hills Cop 4 earlier this year, returning to the role after skipping number 3.
Yeah, we watched that on the show.
Yeah, and I was like, I assumed his health was fine. I don't know if this came suddenly. I don't know.
Fine, yeah.
Like he looked like, I remember criticizing him for doing too much hair dye. That was it. Other than that, he seemed absolutely fine. Also, Midnight Run, which is a movie I probably should watch more often because every time I watch it, I remember enjoying it quite a bit. But I just never watch it that often. I've
seen it maybe like once or twice, but when I look at it and I look at the cast, like, okay, I like every single actor. Like,
yeah, why don't I watch this more? And every time I watch it, I enjoy it. I just don't watch it that often.
I mean, yeah, it seems great already, just with the 3 leads.
Yeah, awesome actor. And then the one that came the same day as John Ashton, just a couple hours later, I remember, actually literally watching Megalopolis and looking up, pretty much looking to see if there was a post-credit scene, just because everything has a post-credit scene, and this movie's so pretentious, I could see Coppola doing it. We'll get into it. But immediately coming across my feed was a post from Chris Christopherson's family saying how he passed.
Passed on Saturday.
Like,
yeah,
whoa.
That one was the heavy one for me, because
that was a heavy one.
He's
you know, and he was 88, so he's lived a life like Maggie Smith, but it's the same thing. He's a legend.
Yeah,
the world's a little bit dimmer without him.
I mean, there's as of the moment that we were
lost some
this,
fucking legends. Yeah.
Well, as the moment we're recording this on the 30th of September in 2024, tomorrow is Jimmy Carter's 100th birthday.
Damn.
Yeah. And he is still kicking.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say he's quite old, but you just said it's his 100th birthday. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a photo reminding of
that's Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
But absolute legends. I guess. Are we ready? Are we ready for whatever the fuck this first movie is?
Yeah, let's get into the pain. Let's do it.
Yeah, so this is Francis Ford Coppola's Ego, the movie.
Oh man, I can't wait for the director's cut of his Ego, which will probably be like 5.5 hours without an intermission. I mean, I I liked the idea and the concept in the first 40 minutes of this movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're hitting on something a lot there.
Huh?
No, go ahead.
Like, I felt that so much of the antagonists in this, I felt were just so forced, and like it just I wanted to believe it, but surprisingly, I would say, in my personal opinion, the two performances for me that stood out the most and that I enjoyed the most were from Shia LaBeouf and Jon Voight.
You see, I thought. You see, I like all the performances here, but like, I think the best way to describe this movie and what's going on here. So they're driving through this rundown neighborhood fairly early in the movie, and you see people clamoring, they're down on their luck, and then we drive down a statue of Lady Justice, and then we see the scales kind of collapse on her, and she just falls, and it's it's a very
the
clear
living statue moment.
Yeah, and it's very clear imagery, and it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then they fucking do it 2 more times in a row. It's like, we get it. Why do you keep on?
No, that's
doing
the
that?
same one, man. That was just the same one.
It's like,
I'll say, dude,
stop.
if there was ever a movie I really wish that you and I were in the theater together for, it would be this one. Because this one, at that point, I would be like, oh, this is gonna suck.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
like
gonna suck.
It's like, dude, like when you first say it's like, okay, I mean, you don't need to go that extreme, but okay, I appreciate that. And then he kept on focusing. I'm like,
subtle,
is this
Francis.
statue gonna have a storyline? Stop.
The first one is like, okay, subtle, Francis, subtle.
Yeah.
And then, okay, all right, bro. There were times in this I feel like he was really stroking his own like I'm better than Kubrick ego.
Yeah, and I hate to
Okay,
say
you
this
got that
because
too.
Because
with the color, with the use
Francis,
of color, in this?
no.
Jesus Christ, Francis, you're good at telling like dialogue driven. This is not.
Well, listen, I don't want to like play a blight on his filmography. Dude did The Godfather, a fucking
yes, and like I said,
movie.
he's very great at capturing dialogue and intimacy between people speaking.
Yeah.
This is not a movie for that. Sure, there were some scenes that looked like, yep, this is standard Coppola. It just.
Well,
oh God.
I feel like we can break this. Like watching this whole movie, I walked away. Like when I left the theater, I was really kind of negative, and then walking away and digesting a bit, it's like, okay, I see what he's trying to say, I think, and I appreciate what he's trying to say, but he's also even breaking down what he's trying to say. I think he's missing a lot. So. Obviously, like the point made earlier in the movie, which obviously were the themes that played throughout. The two people against each other, at least initially, you have Caesar Cantilena, and yes, the names are going to be like this, by the way. Caesar Cantilena by Adam Driver is like this big visionary. He's thinking of how to save the future, la di da, all that stuff. He's made this new fucking mineral or element called Megalon or whatever the fuck, Megatron, fuck whatever, and you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want with it. I feel like like
it can be addressed.
First, it's like a building material, but like eventually, like it can be used to replace your fucking face, I guess too.
I don't know.
Anyways. It's great. He discovers this great material and he wants to make a whole city out of it. And it's a bold move.
And to be clear, he didn't want to just make it that. He wanted to like replace all the infrastructure with these like little
just everything
water,
made out of this.
water
It's
sidewalks.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Like water sidewalks. That Giorana or
Giancarlo Esposito's wife.
Well, that he just for some reason just hated the existence of it.
Well, that's the thing. So, like, he made a big deal out of that like water sidewalk thing. He's like, it'll teleport you. And I was like, what is it going to be like a transport or something? No, it's like a little fucking, just a little like what is it called? Just the escalator type thing. It just moves you slowly.
The moving
like,
sidewalk. Yeah, they have those in airports.
Yeah, that technology already exists, bro. I hate to tell you this.
I mean, it's not that fancy, but it doesn't really need to be. It serves one purpose.
It looks
just getting you
all CGI and stuff. So hey,
and it could also double as a Titantron screen. You're forgetting that.
Yes, it can.
Which
if
that was just. I was ready to walk at that point, man. I was
if you
just
like your
so
movie
dumb.
screens to have like fucking like not be clear and be a little fractured and stuff, yeah, it's a brilliant screen.
I'm sorry. At that point, I was just so ready to fucking walk. Like,
Anyway,
dumb.
so it's Caesar Catalina and this new stuff wanting to make a new city, and then it's Mayor Cicero who just is concerned about the people now, wants to help the people now, and they're at conflict because the future versus today, and obviously the resolution of the movie is that you have to these two shouldn't be fighting against each other. They should be working together towards a better future and a better today. It's like, all right. That's cool. That's nice. That's a nice idea, Francis. Not particularly deep, but it's
need
nice.
2.5. It didn't need 2 hours and 44 minutes to.
We're getting into it. So, the main villain in this is Claudio Pulcher, played by Shia LaBeouf. Giancarlo Esposito's kind of villain at the beginning, but it's not really.
He's kind of like a minor villain.
He's like your level 1 villain. You gotta get to your level 3 villain, which is Claudio. He is like a cousin of Caesar, and he's had everything handed to him, but like Caesar gets all the admiration and he hates it, so he's jealous. So what he does is he starts running for office, and he gets all the poor people to rally behind him, essentially through lies and bullshit. Does it sound like anybody we know?
Did you happen to notice the scene where they were starting to kind of almost riot and like get angry, and one of the signs happened to have a certain letter with stars and stripes in it?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Did you happen to notice that?
No.
It was a letter on the lower end of the alphabet, closer to the end, circular with a tail.
Oh,
nice. It was almost where I was like, what the
yeah.
Am I the only one that just caught that? Like,
well, even without this, like it's obvious this dude's playing kind of a Trump, and like,
oh yeah,
John Voight, like it's not exactly veiled. It's like John Voight is like the he's obviously the big Trumper and fucking and I think it's interesting to have his character be the one to shoot the Trump stand-in in the ass. I really think Francis Ford Coppola has some fun with this.
Let's face it. John was just probably happy to be back in a major Hollywood film again.
Yeah.
Yes, Jennifer. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I
mean, straight looked like the Q.
I missed the Q, but even with that, like it's like, yeah,
great.
Claudio Pulcher's Trump. Like it's not exactly veiled. It's there.
No, it's not. Not at all. Not at all.
So and then we also look at Francis Ford Coppola's commentary earlier before the movie came out, talk about how it's an anti-woke movie, and not really, no, but it has its issues.
No, it's not, and I wouldn't call it woke, or I wouldn't call it anti-woke either.
No, but it's interesting, and that's the thing. So. We see lots of the plight of this is where pretension really comes in, because we see lots of the plight of the poor, the lower class, because the system has shit on them. And essentially Claudio, the most we see engaging with them is Claudio, who is just kind of, giving them lies and bullshit so they'll rally behind him and vote for him and shit. He even
says they're nothing to me. They mean nothing to me. They will do exactly what I want them to do because I tell them to. And that's just message.
And the huge problem with this movie is that he's the only one that's actually addressing it. Yeah, we have Mayor Cicero playing lip service to it, but like there's no actual solution. And yes, I understand maybe he's trying to say, that's how politicians are. They'll play lip service to it, but they won't actually do it. Problem is that's not really the type of movie this is. this movie is presenting what Caesar and Cicero working together as like the perfect unity. Problem is, these are both upper class guys who are living high on the hog, who like, and kind of the moral is we should just let the upper class guys who are living high in the hog just lead the way for all the poor and middle classes.
The problem with that is Bruce Wayne doesn't exist.
Yeah, it is so fucking pretentious at that point.
Yeah, that was kind of more of a fuck you, Francis.
Yeah,
lighten up, Francis.
It's like, wait, so like the poor are just there so the Trumps, I mean poachers of the world can exploit them, and that's their only purpose. The fuck? Yeah, so this is a like one thing I'll go ahead and get out of the way. Oh, and by the way, before I like move further, Caesar and eventually Julia have the superpower to be able to freeze time throughout this movie.
Other than that, it's just that happens.
Yeah, that happens.
Doesn't really mean anything. Just that happens. They can do it.
No, I've been able to break down this movie. I don't know what Francis was thinking with that. That's just a thing that is in this movie.
So did you feel like right when it started that you had missed the first hour of the movie? Like maybe the movie had already been going on
really, but
20 or 40 minutes.
I will say I did feel lost because they were setting up so fucking much in the beginning, and I was just like,
well, even with the first few moments, I was like, did I miss 20 minutes of this? Like,
yeah, it does. Like, there is so much shit they are jamming into the beginning just to set up this world.
Okay, why is he in a room that shouldn't exist in that building? And a window that he shouldn't have access to.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
Okay.
I guess another thing to talk about here is god damn these names. Wow Platinum. What a fucking name.
Well, I saw an interview with Aubrey, and she was talking about her main source of inspiration for this.
Yeah.
She like looked dead in the camera, was like, I watched a lot of Fox News and just how those commentators act.
Yeah.
And that's what I went for. And that was my sole inspiration for this role.
Is that what he was going for with that character? Because I almost felt like, what, is this like an ex-wife that burned him? I was like, she's just a money-hungry woman who is just terrible.
Yeah, she was just awful. She was just plain awful, and it was kind of great to watch, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Julia Cicero is like the main love interest woman protagonist, you know, and she's good. So it's not like all the women are bad. Although,
no,
I will say, like, you know, the stories behind this movie about Francis Ford Coppola, you know, not being super appropriate with the extras and being a dick on set. That's not cool, Francis, especially for this.
See, I was trying not to go in and think about that, but the first giant scene with a lot of extras, how scantily clad they all were dressed, that's when I was just like, oh, that's right. That did happen.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
yes,
and, you know,
yes, Jen Jack was absolutely one of those odd choices.
Mm-hmm. Jack. I'm brain farting. Jack.
Robin Williams.
Oh,
the kid who was like super cool.
You know, I've actually never seen that movie.
Mr. Huxtable's in it.
Hey. But back to Megalopolis. This is, it feels weird because like he sold his vineyard to get this movie made. It was so expensive, and I don't know why it needed to be that much. Like,
well, it's for the moving sidewalk.
This is a movie that like it
when
almost
did this
broken down and studied.
When is this taking place? Because it was clearly New York, but they were calling it New Rome. And I mean, obviously,
there's totally this Roman aesthetic going on. I mean, the main character is Caesar.
I know, and I caught that, and like what he was going for, and I'm guessing he's still calling New York City New Rome.
Yeah,
that was just a choice where I was just kind of more of like, you're really a statist, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I can be that way from time to time too, but I would
Yeah,
go as far as to say that Ohio's the mecca of all culture and civilization.
yeah. Well, it's just an absolutely bizarre movie, and I don't
We get
what Francis saw where it's like I have to commit so much to get this made. It's bizarre. I'll give him that. This is very batshit, and it has some very interesting visuals that I appreciate quite a bit. Lots of them completely unnecessary, but
yeah.
Sure.
I went to a late showing of this Sunday night, so I wanted to text you just a paragraph. I was so angry at this movie when I left.
I know.
I was so mad. I was mad at myself for wanting to add it to our watch list. Like that was about an hour in.
It was literally just one of those movies where it's like, hey, we both talked about liking the trailer. It's like, it looks interesting. And actually the trailer, and it's like, okay, let's go ahead and watch it. It's getting buzz. Why not? And watching the trailer almost made me think, is this Francis Ford Coppola maybe going for like a Terry Gilliam thing? Because Terry Gilliam, Terry Gilliam goes for wild, crazy stuff, and sometimes his movies go a bit.
I was here for
off, but
I was,
he
does weird. Sometimes he does the weird stuff, and it pays off so well. Like 12 Monkeys. Oh my god, that's a masterpiece.
Fantastic.
That's a fucking masterpiece. Yes.
Terry Gilliam movies don't always work, but I always appreciate them. I don't know if I quite. Maybe I appreciate this.
Hey,
I don't
Kitty.
know, but like, oh yeah. He's gonna guest star. But Brazil's solid.
Brazil's something.
But that's the thing. Even Terry Gilliam at his worst, like, it's not this. This is a mess. And if I really break down the themes, it comes off as hopeful and nice and pretentious as fuck. Which isn't great, Francis. I don't know if I definitely won't recommend watching this, but I don't know. Maybe if you're really interested in dissecting a movie, this might be worth checking out. That's the only reason I would say watch it, because it's if you want to see a great filmmaker just go completely rogue and maybe really need to be reined in a lot. This is that movie. But yeah, I would say if you're looking for a Terry Gilliam movie, just watch Terry Gilliam. But shit.
I don't know. This was just.
Yeah.
He wanted to make his Kubrick opus and just.
Not it.
Fucked up.
Hell, and I'm one of those people. I think Kubrick definitely has some classics. I also think he's a bit overrated, but he's got some classics. And honestly, Francis has already got his legend, so I don't know why he feels need to make something like this. But this isn't one of his best. By far.
I agree with you. Kubrick is a bit overrated. The thing that I always love the most is that he has a great control of light, color, and sound.
Oh yeah.
And that's the things that make him, in my opinion, a groundbreaking for the time.
Oh yeah.
And that's what makes him legendary.
I don't think I would ever criticize like visuals. For me, my issues with Kubrick typically are more in the story department. Although, he has a couple where I just think are fucking bangers.
He makes some choices when he has source material that I go, is that really necessary?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, but I mean, do you really need that?
Yeah, I think the most I could probably get him
The Shining. I can go for The Shining first. Is the first thing that comes to mind because I would much rather read the book because I kind of like how that ended a little bit better.
Well, even though The Shining is still a solid fucking movie.
Still a solid movie, yes, but
and I will to this day defend fucking Doctor Strangelove because I fucking love that movie.
Oh my god, yes. I love that movie too.
But
like, there's just like there's a certain thing about it that I don't know why, but I will always I'll die on that hill with you. Like I love that movie.
Yeah, that movie's amazing. So I guess Francis Ford Coppola, Francis, I know you're watching this. Make sure to like and subscribe. You're a great filmmaker. You're not Kubrick.
Yes.
You're not Terry Gilliam. You're different types of filmmakers, and that's okay. You're great on your own merits.
You funded Spielberg,
great
man.
movies.
Like, you make good choices. You have funded Star Wars. Like, you've done some amazing things in the world of film.
This isn't one of them.
This is not one
interesting.
of them.
This is like
But they all, to quote Les Claypool, they all can't be zingers.
No, they can't.
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
But the fact that he put so much into this and it turned out like this. The only thing I will give you is I do think it's clever that you had the actor who's a massive Trump fan shooting your Trump stand-in in the ass. That was pretty funny. I'll give that to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's about it, man.
And also, don't be inappropriate to extras. That's not cool.
Yes. And be respectful to your actors.
Yeah.
And also, you know what? I'll give your movie a little bit of praise here. Lawrence Fishburne as your narrator, brilliant choice, great voice.
Really good, yeah. Criticism about it, though, maybe have it be more consistent than just here and there.
Yeah.
Just minor criticism.
There was 1 or 2 points where he'd pop up. It's like, oh, I forgot.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This. It's been like a half hour. Right. It's been like...
Yeah. Oh, shit, that's right. He is in this.
Francis.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, or should we go to Star Trek Discovery? So, guys, before we go to Star Trek Discovery, make sure to like and subscribe to this stream.
Yes.
Helps us out a lot, helping the algorithm. Visit Bobby Quarters, visit Organized Chaos Podcast, or just visit Organized Chaos. I don't know where you're at.
Enough and you have a Facebook,
like and
you
subscribe.
can follow Bobby Quarters because I'm most active on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
I am you can go to the Organized Chaos Facebook page. I haven't done shit on it for years, but
no,
it exists.
I've tagged him in so many photos that he has not even acknowledged.
I'm active on Twitter and YouTube, obviously.
I'm somewhat active on Twitter. I send replies to
I'm
people.
sorry, did I say Twitter? I meant to
No,
refer
you
to
can
it
dead
by
name
its
no. You
no,
can
I want to refer to it by its current name, Nazi Central.
Well, I mean, yes, but you could also refer to you could dead name Twitter. It's fine.
Okay.
Elon Musk can dead name his kid. You could dead name.
Yeah, he's got to dead name his fucking daughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. But don't worry, he's here to impregnate the sinners.
Anyways, something much better. Star Trek Discovery Season 3. Okay. We can get into it a little bit because
I think it's because we came in the middle of part
Star Trek
2.
Discovery definitely builds up.
Yeah. This one did. I didn't care for the conclusion of the first episode. I didn't care for the conclusion. I kind of thought it was a bad conclusion.
I don't know. I kind of liked it because it showed her growth, and the only thing I dislike is that we don't have Michelle Yeoh on the show anymore.
Yeah.
Just like, but yeah, they gave her a little outro revealing that she's grown, that she doesn't really belong in the Mirror universe anymore, but she doesn't quite fit into the where they're at anymore either. And we will see her again in the Section 31 TV movie when that comes out, which I don't know when the date is on that. I know there's a trailer for it that I haven't gotten around to seeing. I did see Dave Cullen complaining about it on live stream, but hey.
Who?
Dave Cullen, the dude who oh well, you know what, actually I have a short I could show you about him because I like to go over his Star Trek takes because they are hilariously bad.
Is this someone who doesn't understand, like who doesn't get it when it comes to Star Trek?
Here we go.
Like, is he one of those ones who says, like, when did Star Trek get so woke?
Well, here.
So it's Star Trek, but the big difference is The original series was taking itself and its stories seriously.
As you can see, this is me having fun with the editing. Just like, yeah, this is taking itself seriously, guys.
Yeah, I can tell you.
Even the light-hearted ones never deliberately descended into outright farce and self-reverential comedy.
Harcourt, Fenton, Mud, what have you been up to?
But Strange New Worlds doesn't take itself seriously because it doesn't take the original seriously. The original series was taking itself and its stories seriously.
Yeah.
I just love how hilariously bad that take is. It's like, what? The original, I could make an argument that the original is the most comedic of the Star Treks until Lower Decks.
Didn't they do a whole one where Sulu just thought he was a fencer and he was just sword fighting everyone?
Oh no, that was the Mirror Universe.
That's
Sulu.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, but they
But,
did
like.
Okay, so they did do one where there's a whole bunch of women who needed a man's brain to operate their computer. So what they did was they stole. So they stole Spock's brain for the get all of this for the rest of the episode. Spock's still in it because McCoy sets up a remote control and controls him throughout the episode through his remote control, like a car.
There's a fish song called Spock's Brain.
Nice. No, listen. The episode is bad, but for just beautiful reasons. It's like hilarious. Like, I enjoy the shit out of that episode, but it's fucking.
I enjoy the shit out of that song, but
yeah, no, it's batshit.
I believe it.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna have that one saved and watch it later tonight. Now,
just yeah, the argument that Star Trek was never goofy until Strange New Worlds is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. Just saying. But anyways, yeah. So so we wrap it up with the second half of the Giorgio 2-parter. And then the last 3-parter is essentially, and I didn't even realize it was a 3-parter, but it was the whole wrap up of the Emerald Chain, which I figured they would come back, and how they take over Discovery and what is his name? Peter Weber? Is that his name? The actor, I want to say. Is that right? I'm brain farting.
Weber.
Yeah, he's like the jerk who gets him in the bar, the second episode, and then he comes back because he's a decent named actor.
Name.
I can figure this out real fast. Oh, come on. He's in that episode. Oh, Jake Weber. Okay.
Jake Weber. Okay.
Peter didn't sound right. Yes. But yeah, he comes back, work with the Emerald Chain, which, I kind of figured he would come back just because he's a decent named actor. But yeah, it's all about the how they steal Discovery because the Emerald Chain wants a spore drive. They attempt to negotiate with the Federation, but yeah, obviously, honestly, I think Admiral Vance is kind of badass in that negotiation scene, because it's obvious he's willing to sit down and talk, but like he's willing to suss out that she is not serious about this fairly quickly, even though the lie detector is telling him, yeah, she's serious.
That was fucking funny. Lie detector.
Yeah, the lie detector was a nice touch. The holographic lie detector. Yeah, I overall I like this season. I think every season has been an upgrade because season 1 was a mess. Season 2 was decent, mostly because it set up Strange New Worlds. And this is actually kind of where I feel Discovery kind of should be, just doing something and resolving. Just doing something way in the future. And yeah, it just feels better for the series at this point. But Bobby, where are your thoughts? Because you didn't seem as thrilled with it.
I like the whole thing with the Orions. I really enjoyed that plot, that whole story arc. I felt it went on a little too long.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That
So
kind
like,
of,
I
and
like
it kind of bothered me a lot.
Yeah.
But I did really enjoy the episode of Michael and the other character, them getting back on Discovery.
Was it Booker?
Booker, yes.
Okay. Well, I like Booker. Booker's like a cool
like
character
Booker, too.
this season.
He's a cool character. I like him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the fact that he has a cat is going to endear him to me.
No, yeah, and instantly he's cool. Like, you got a cat.
Yeah,
You're a good guy.
Awesome.
Yeah. You're a good guy, in my opinion.
Well, there was like it does. What really makes that feel like it goes on too long? Honestly, it's because they set up a ticking clock, and the ticking clock doesn't feel like it's being taken seriously. So the ticking clock in this is essentially they find the source of the burn, and they go to this planet where there's a Kelpian scientist, and she has a child there, and the child's been running this hologram for like 150 years or whatever, which I'm well confused about Kelpian lifespans, but okay, I'll put that aside. And this is like the origin of the burn. They go there to investigate it, and when they go into the hologram, they're all they all change race. And I do really like the fact that Saru goes down there and they just make him a human, which was awesome.
Doug Jones for 2 episodes.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen Doug Jones without makeup before. I mean, I'm sure we have in something, but I'm so used to him just covered in makeup. So him just walking around normally, it's like, that's cool. I like that.
I enjoyed that too.
Yeah. But what hurts the whole 3-parter is essentially they set up, okay, we need like radiation medication every 4 hours or else we're going to die. The problem is when they go into the hologram, they lose everything on the outside. So they're like, okay, we have this 4-hour deadline. And the problem is they're on that planet for 3 episodes. And yes, essentially at some point, Adira is able to sneak on there with 1 vial that they need of the radiation medicine when they have like 6. So they're able to get a little bit of radiation medicine at the beginning of the 3rd episode. But it feels like they're there for too long. And it's like we have this ticking clock, but it just feels like we're not treating it seriously. I don't know what the real time, like, unless this is supposed to be like literally real time. Because like they're around like a 4-hour time limit. This is like 3 hours worth of episodes. It pushes that, in my opinion, and it goes on a bit too long. But Galaxy Quest made fun of the original Star Trek? What?
Say it isn't so.
No. So I still like this, and I'm not gonna lie. Oops, sorry. There's that scene where there's like the little, I almost want to say the Wally robots that are on the ship to fix it come in to help, and it feels really silly. But then there's a moment later where O was almost dying and the Wally robot saves her. It's like, God damn it, you endeared yourself to me. I want to criticize you, but now you're cute.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the idea that the burn was just something kind of very personal. Someone, a young child seeing their mother die accidentally triggered the burn. Although I'm still a little lost how he could have done that, but I like how it's broken down to a character level. I just wish they explained it a bit more. But overall, I did enjoy this. Bobby, you have anything to add?
I mean, overall, yeah, I liked it. I mean, I didn't hate it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a nice upgrade from season 2. It only took 3 years for Discovery to find its footing, but hey, I mean, it was the same for TNG, so
yeah.
Although I will definitely say TNG season 3 was better than Discovery season 3, but doesn't mean it's bad. It's still good. I guess we're ready for Penguin.
Yeah, but first, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to this channel. And if you're not doing it to Organized Chaos and myself at Bobby Quarters, make sure you do it to both of those.
Yeah. And the Organized Chaos podcast channel. All three, guys.
All three of them, yes. I see in the chat Pete Rose died.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Pete Rose, 83. And never be in the Coopertown. But yeah.
He'll never get in the Baseball Hall of Fame, yeah. There's been petitions to get him in. Because, I mean, even though, he did a bad thing. Yes.
Yeah.
But he still put numbers up and had records. Like, well, I agree, Jen.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Tim Allen, yeah. I can't think of anybody who would do a better job of selling the a character like William Shatner than Tim Allen, honestly. Because William Shatner is a character, both as Kirk, but also in real life. And I think Tim Allen does a good job. Kind of like, it's not that he's an asshole, but he's also kind of stuck in his own world.
Well, we know he'd sell out some Coke
where
dealers.
where he is definitely the star.
Yeah.
But anyways, I figured it'd be go ahead and bring that up before we just dive
Fire
into
in the
Penguin, which
sky.
is
Eyes wide shut for the social media age. That's an interesting take. That's an interesting
bombastic, cartoonish. It's as if it's trying to reflect the modalities of modernity. I think Megalopolis. I think it's an interesting take. Yeah, I don't think it's bad. Like I said,
no.
I think he's going for something interesting, but like part of the problem is it comes off pretentious, and that pretentiousness could have been resolved in a lot of ways. Maybe having Caesar also speak to the lesser off and show that he genuinely cares about them would have been a nice touch, instead of just having Shia LaBeouf there all the time. Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, it's rough. It's just rough.
But you know what?
Shia was pretty good in it, though. I gotta give him.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I didn't even think about this while we're talking about this, but yeah, I guess he part of the issue also is that he has been he was accused of assault from FKA Twigs.
I think, yeah.
Which is, I didn't even realize that until this movie was coming out, because I was like, oh, he has been in a movie for a while. I just assumed it was because he was difficult to work with, because I've heard that.
Yeah, I've heard he's a little too method. Like, I heard he actually pulled his teeth out in Fury.
Jesus.
Jeez, dude. Like,
yeah,
gotta go that method. Like,
well, I mean, he always does the weird prank shit where it's like what he did that art exhibit where he just sat in the room for like a few hours while people just yelled shit at him or whatever.
Or
it was weird.
Or he had that theater where they played all of his movies.
Yeah,
from like his first role to his like more recent roles.
And
he hid in the audience, but like filmed his reaction watching them, which is weird.
And then the YouTube video that was green screened where it's like, seek your dreams, make it a reality.
Do it.
Yes. And it's like, okay. Yeah, it's weird.
A Christian Ada. Well, who are you trying to subscribe to? Me or Chaos? Because you can click on either page and open it, or just search for Bobby Quarters under YouTube, as well as Organized Chaos.
Well, I will say all three of the channels: Bobby Quarters, Organized Chaos Podcast. If you're on the Organized Chaos page, you go to I think I could just call it base channels on the main page. Scroll down to that section. You're going to have Bobby Quarters. You're going to have Organized Chaos Podcast, as well as like everybody else.
Yeah.
You're going to have Dane. You're going to have Turf. You're going to have Eric. You're going to have the whole crew.
Oh, to me. Oh, well, you could just go to his page and I should be there. Yeah. Under
I think
community.
she found it because it looks like she's in your page now because I see
All
the
right,
link next to
cool.
her chat.
Yeah, I see that.
Nice.
Thank you.
But anyways, yeah, let's get into Penguin because
Get into like to what I loved watching the most out of this whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm really interested to see how they do this because this is interesting because this is almost just like a crime drama. And the fact that he's the Penguin is almost kind of like just an Easter egg, really, in this movie or show. I like how it's set up. So the first episode opens and it establishes it takes place pretty much immediately after the Batman movie, which is a couple years ago. Kind of made me wish I'd rewatched that movie to get familiarized. But it just takes place immediately after that movie. And you have, the Gotham still dealing with the floods, and God damn it, the Falcone.
Carmine?
My brain farting. Carmine Falcone died.
Carmine Falcone.
And I'm trying to remember if that happened in the movie or if that just is supposed to take place in between the two. In the movie,
it happened.
That's right. Carmine Falcone was
Anthony Totoro.
Nicholas Totoro. No, it wasn't
Totoro.
Nicholas. It was the other one.
It's John
Totoro. Yes.
Jesus, you do not fuck.
Because I'm not used to him playing such a serious role, and I was like, "Damn, he's fucking nailing it."
Yeah, I've
like
seen
I'm
him
used to him
play
being
serious roles.
And,
I've seen him play the serious stuff,
serious and dark.
Yeah, he was good. He's good.
Yeah.
I still just can't get over fucking Colin Farrell, man. Like,
dude, yeah, you do not like. Number one, I think the makeup helps, but his raw performance, like, it doesn't sound like Colin Farrell at all.
No,
and obviously there's a lot of physicality, so that gets out of it. But, and thank you, Wow.
Thank you, Wow.
Honestly, yeah. If we want to talk, like, honestly, it's weird. We're talking about Francis Ford Coppola, but this is definitely the most Godfather-like of the projects.
There was a few seeds that reminded me of The Sopranos. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, I've not seen Sopranos, so I'm not as familiar with that. But
it's in the first episode where the guy tries to run up and shoot him.
Something
very similar to that happens in like first season.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess we can go ahead. I'll go ahead and spoil like the opening scene because it sets up a lot. So essentially, you have Oz. He's mainly called Oz. I don't think he's really ever called Penguin in this. I think maybe once he's called Penguin.
Oswald.
Yeah, but they call him Oz throughout most of it. And he is going to he's just at his place, and then Carmine's son, who is the new leader of the organization, stops by, and they're mostly having a conversation. It's obvious Oz is a bit uncomfortable with him there, but for the most part, things are going okay. They're sitting down, they're having some drinks, they're talking. And then the dude just decides to start mocking Oswald and being a dick to him. And Oz just pulls a gun and blows him away. And you almost have this shitting grin on Oz for like a heartbeat. And then he's like, oh, fuck. And that's yeah. And then then the rest of the scene plays out where Oz is literally kind of just disposing of the body, and he gets Victor, who is a kid who is messing with his car, to threatens to hey, you need to help me, and then he pretty much intimidates the kid into kind of being his assistant for at least the next 2 episodes, and that obviously what we end up with is a power vacuum because his son was supposed to take over. But his brother ends up taking over, but his daughter, who was just released from Arkham, and I am confident she is fully recovered and not insane anymore. She's not. Yeah, she's fine. Bobby, I don't know what you're talking about. She's obviously fine.
No, she's not.
Fine.
She's
fine.
Not.
What are you talking about?
Okay, fine. Sure, man.
She's recovered, man. Arkham's like the best hospital in the world.
The fuck it is.
No, so Kristen Milioti, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's an actress I've seen around in lots of stuff. I think I most remember her from that Star Trek episode in Black Mirror, which is a fun episode. dark as fuck, but fun.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yes, and I've never seen her play a role quite like this because she plays this character kind of quiet and reserved, but there's a crazy side to her that she's keeping like right below the surface, and you can fucking tell. Really fucking good performance. Yeah, I'm really like Colin Farrell. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of used to Colin Farrell just knocking out of the park, and he fucking nailing this role. Again, just like he did in the Batman. I didn't know what to expect from her, but she is really good. And like I said, a lot of this is crime family stuff, and it's mainly Oz trying to navigate the vacuum right now between, like, you know, the Falcone family, where Luca is mainly the one in charge, but Sophia wants to be the one in charge, and he's navigating between that while also and kind of hiding what he's doing as stuff being set up by Salvatore Moroni, who is someone I didn't even realize would be in this. But Tom Clancy in Gotham, wherever he's at, Gotham prison, whatever, playing Salvatore Moroni in prison, which is awesome. Yeah.
Crap.
He's probably doing a bit better than Joe Pesci in Goodfellas, but yeah,
I'd say I'd say about as impulsive as his character in Casino, but to each their own.
Yeah.
He's a bit fucking chaotic.
Yeah, he has that edge. Yeah, this is. I'm really interested to see where this goes. I think they're doing a good job with it. Yeah, Bobby, where are you at with this?
I'm enjoying the story of where they're going with it. I'm really liking the mob crime aspect of it. That's something I'm a big fan of, especially in like cinema and art, and I'm really enjoying like where this is. Like, this is well done. It's got the same feel as the Batman, and it's really getting me hyped for the Batman too.
No, that's the thing. Like, this is almost a good cross between the vibe you get from the Batman and the vibe you get from like fucking Goodfellas or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a really good cross. It navigates that quite well. I'm not gonna lie. There's even part of me that's kind of like, wait, Batman exists in this world? Because this is just, to a degree, almost feels like a crime world too. Yeah.
And I kind of like how we haven't gotten to see Batman in this.
Like, and I'm not expecting that, but yeah.
And I'm not expecting it either, but
yeah.
I like how we sort of saw him, but not really.
The only real complaint I might throw at this is that there are definitely scenes that will surprise me because the screening will be really off. It's not that often, though. I'm maybe thinking of like 2 or 3 scenes that happen sporadically throughout the 2 episodes where it's like, whoa, why'd that look so bad? For the most part, yeah, I want to see where this goes. This is good. I kind of wish I had a bit more to say, but I'm mainly just really enjoying it. If you want a recommendation of where not check this out, check it out. It's
it only has 2 episodes out right now, but they are building to something pretty awesome, and I'm here for it. Like,
and I was almost kind of surprised how much. So, like, the story that gets resolved at the end of episode 1, I thought was going to be the story of the season. And I'm like, oh, it's resolved now. Now we're just going to expand. Okay, cool. I like this.
Yeah. Now we're going into that other seed that was planted in the first episode.
Yeah. Now we get to expand on this story. Okay.
Now we're going into the actual crime war. This is awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah. So, yeah. Unless they completely fuck it up, this is good so far. I recommend it. This would definitely be my pick for the week for sure. It's definitely not Megalopolis, that's for sure. You know what, Francis? Maybe just go direct a couple episodes of Penguin. Have some fun with it.
I don't know about that, man. Maybe.
I don't know.
At this point, I was already happy with Francis retiring and just making wine the rest of his days.
There's something to be said for that. There's no shame in that either, Francis.
there's
You've
not.
made your mark.
Yeah, but all right, man. That's cool.
Well, I have heard about that, Jennifer, because I think
Yeah.
Eric was talking about that on stream. Apparently, the producers of this are concerned about being too comic booky. And I'll go ahead and say I think they're doing a great job. But I also get kind of annoyed when people say stuff like that because it's like, dude, what is this, like 2000? Like, I thought we were past this point. Can't we just like comic book stuff anymore? We don't want to be too comic booky. No, it's based on a comic book. Have fun with it.
This is
and I
coming
guess
from the same world that has a character by the name of Condiment Man.
Yes. And I don't think that character would work in this universe, but you know what? Why not?
Damn it, I want to see him. You know who I think that they
True.
could have a lot of fun with if they did it right? Calendar Man.
Ooh.
If they made him like a 7 serial killer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
Listen, yeah, I don't see a way you could make Condiment Man work in this universe, but Calendar Man, there's definitely something you can do with that.
I can. I can see it. Well, not in this. In like
it'd be
Schumacher's,
too silly,
yes, absolutely. I
Oh,
could see that
Schumacher's
working.
easy, yeah.
Easy. Tim Burton's even. Oh yes, that would
Yeah, Tim
absolutely
Burton. Yeah,
work.
I can see that as well. Yeah. Even though that was darker, yeah, he could definitely go into
Oh, he
goofy
could have
stuff.
fun with it. Spoiled
Mhm.
relish sauce.
Oh, and Jennifer, yeah, Penguin looks like a gangster from a Dick Tracy comic. And you know what
Yeah,
else
he
I think is
does.
interesting is Penguin here also feels like a fully developed character. Like he doesn't like he's definitely like not a good guy. But he just feels like a fully developed character. Like there's more nuance to him than just like the criminal dude, you know? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's more to him than in Danny DeVito's version.
No, I'm just talking about how Meredith Burgess played him in the old Adam West.
Oh, there's
ones.
not more to him in that. That was brilliant, bro. All respect to Meredith Burgess, so great actor.
I mean, he was in Rocky's Corner.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
He's Mick. You give that man some respect.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, good show. And as per usual, I don't know what we're talking about tomorrow because why would I? I know tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Did I say tomorrow? Next week. I know we have Joker 2 because that's the big new one, and I'll bring up the rest.
I got him right here. All right, we got The Wolfman from 1941. We are starting our dive into the Universal Classic Horror. By the way, I don't think this one is on Peacock, but the original Phantom is, as well as Creature. Or no, the original Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
We've already watched Frankenstein, so.
Mm-hmm. But we will also be wrapping up Rings of Power. Oh, yeah, and this is one I thought you would enjoy, Bobby.
Okay.
Star Trek Voyager episode Meld. Just
Meld,
a little Star Trek Voyager episode. I think you would enjoy it. It's a little bit more than normal, but
okay.
It's just a little Voyager episode. I think you'll like it. Especially since, and I thought it'd be a good time to add in since we're going over Star Trek horror stuff. I want to say
we're going
12.
over horror stuff, not just trip.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a horror themed Star Trek, which is why I was fine putting it in
Okay.
October.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for it. Yeah. And then the next week will be, well, the day after my birthday, but it's like birthday picks. I get a birthday pick, which we'll be covering SLC Punk, and then 1943 is The Phantom of the Opera.
Yes.
And it looks like you added Saturday Night to that.
Yes, because I just thought that looked cool.
That does look
it's
cool.
not Halloween, but like it's coming out that weekend, and it's about the first episode of Saturday Night Live, and I'm like, that could be good.
Well, and the cast, I saw the guy
I know.
who's playing Chevy is Corey Taylor. I want to say that kid's name is.
Kind of remind me of Chevy, honestly.
Well, he was also played the Riddler on Gotham.
Oh, nice. Oh,
And
that
fun
guy.
fact.
Oh, wow.
And fun
Yeah.
fact, dude. He went to Otterbein. We fed him.
Oh, damn. Really?
When I first watched Gotham, I was like, God, that kid looks familiar.
Yeah.
And I was talking about it with another old coworker of ours, and he was like, dude, yeah, he went to Otterbein. You don't remember him? Yeah, dude, he totally did. Then I looked up, and yeah, look at him.
I am.
Yeah. So anything he's in, I'll watch it. Just hell yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it woke up in the right age too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when I looked at like how old he was, I went, well, yeah, he
that's the right age.
That is the right age, yeah, definitely.
Wild. But yes, that's for next week.
Yeah. Or that's
we
for
have
like
a
the
whole
week following, yeah. We had a fun block this whole month.
Yeah, it's gonna be lots of horror stuff.
We had talked about doing this, and since we had first covered Frankenstein, that wasn't last year, was it?
I think it might have been 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
And Bob had mentioned how he wanted to watch some of the ones with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. I go, well, before we do that, we need to watch all the Universal ones, man. Because I'm not going to have you just watching one and then jumping back and forth. Like, we have to watch the first ones, and then we're doing that. So
all right.
I told him, like,
fine.
I'm going to put my foot down
Can't
on these.
just watch Hammer horror. Okay.
I mean, we can. After we watch the Universal, after we watch all the Titans of these, then we can go on to that. I'm sorry, I understand. Christopher Lee is a fucking legend. Same with Peter Cushing, but man, you just gotta contrast and compare, and not like disregard Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff like that, man.
Okay. Christopher Lloyd's a legend too, but he has nothing to do with it.
No, he doesn't. No, well, I mean, he I imagine he could play a good horror theme like that.
Oh, I'm sure he could. But yeah, I think it's our. Oh yeah, so the initiative stream, we have some big guests coming on the stream. We got Brad Fay, a documentary filmmaker, coming on the stream on Wednesday. We have Anthony Grumogula, YouTuber who recently got EFAP'd. I think he might be bigger than us now, so he's doing pretty well. He's got some good stuff out there. That's going to be Wednesday. And then Thursday, I'm just doing my regular old solo stream. You guys know the drill. But yeah, like, subscribe. You got Bobby Quarters over here. Like and subscribe to his
Chaos
stuff.
over there.
It's awesome. Yeah. Party on and be excellent to each other.
Take care.